In the year 1877, John D. Decker in Pennsylvania killed the last known eastern elk. However, we are here to talk about the antithesis of that event. Today I would like to honor four men: Bob Munson, Bill Munson, Dan Bull, and Charlie Decker, and their successful attempt to bring an elk herd back to the state of Wisconsin through the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. First off, I will tell you of the history of these four men and their story, for their story is what brings us here today. Secondly, I will speak on behalf of what makes today such a special day. Many of you may not be aware of this fact, but where we are currently standing was once home to one of the largest elk herds the world has ever seen. In fact, almost all the plains and the fields of the Midwest were once home to the eastern elk. If you were to look outside, however, it is plain to see that elk are completely vacant of these lands. Take it from me, an avid elk researcher. Bob Munson, Bill Munson, Dan Bull, and Charlie Decker are four men from northern Montana. In 1984, they realized that human expansion had diminished elk herds and left elk with only a small percentage of their original home range. It was then in May of 1984 that they started the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. They began in a trailer home in Montana with the goal to improve and create elk habitat, as well as restoring elk back to their home ranges. It was a slow start for the foundation, but finally, in 1988, things began to take off. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation made its first land acquisition, which was a 16,000-acre purchase in Montana dedicated strictly to elk habitat. Today, the foundation has gained over 200,000 members and now manages over 7 million acres of elk and wildlife habitat. They have reintroduced elk back into 11 states that for over 100 years they were absent. Bob Munson, Bill Munson, Dan Bull, and Charlie Decker have done more for elk conservation than any person could have ever imagined. The reason we are here today, however, is not to recognize past accomplishments, but to honor the most recent. With the birth of this year's elk calves, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has successfully established a viable elk herd in the state of Wisconsin. This means they will no longer need to bring new elk into Wisconsin to keep the herd sustainable, and the herd is now as wild and natural as they ever were. This was not an easy task, and has taken over 22 years to get to this point. It also took transporting over 150 live elk from the state of Kentucky to the state of Wisconsin, a task that is not easy to accomplish without injuring or endangering the animals. The hard work and dedication of the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation has made this day a one to remember, for it has been well over 100 years since wild elk roamed Wisconsin. Now, however, the elk are back, and it's beautiful as ever. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation secures and improves habitat for elk. They also attempt to bring elk back to where they had originally roamed. This spring, one of the biggest accomplishments of the foundation occurred, as they were successfully established an elk herd back in Wisconsin. As a Wisconsin resident and an elk fanatic, I would like to honor and thank Bob Munson, Bill Munson, Dan Bull, and Charlie Decker and their work with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation for bringing elk back home. Thank you.